Dragon Ball is full of twists and turns, especially when it comes to the intense battles the franchise is known for. There are some great battles throughout the series that had far different outcomes than we were expecting, resulting in some surprise beatdowns, be it because of hidden power or overconfident opponents. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some of the most unexpected Dragon Ball battle outcomes, so get ready for some table-turning action. Let's start off with one of the most shocking battles in all of Dragon Ball Z, Future Trunks' total annihilation of Frieza and his father, King Cold. Only a few episodes prior, Frieza had been depicted as an unstoppable monster, a villain so strong that not even Goku's newfound Super Saiyan form was enough to fully defeat him. This is why it was so crazy and so surprising that Future Trunks was able to completely annihilate both Frieza and his father without breaking a sweat. Seriously, Trunks just showed up, sliced, diced, and vaporized Frieza, and then took out his soldiers and father like it was all just a warm-up exercise for his workout routine. The outcome of this battle was so surprising when it first came out since, as we said earlier, Frieza was supposed to be the strongest in the universe. So seeing some random teen with a bowl cut and a cool jacket from the future kick his butt was pretty unexpected. Heck, Frieza didn't even seem to expect it himself, especially since he now had cybernetic enhancements to make him even stronger than before. But as we all know, those upgrades did nothing to prevent him from being turned into cubic chunks by Future Trunks' sword. Goku's fight against Nappa, if you could even call it that. Before Goku showed up to the battle, Nappa, who was established to be the weaker of the two Saiyans who had shown up to Earth, had Goku's friends on the ropes, easily taking care of every warrior who came at him. Because of this, he was depicted as an unstoppable force. But all of that changed when Goku finally showed up to fight the Saiyans. After training for a year with King Kai, Goku didn't appear to be all that different, and although his power level seemed high on Vegeta's scouter, he still didn't seem like a match for Nappa. However, once that fight got started, it became very clear that Goku was way ahead of Nappa. Though the Bald Saiyan thought that killing his opponent would be a simple task, Goku turned the entire fight around in mere seconds, beating Nappa and making him look so weak that Vegeta went and took the life of his partner for his failure. Goku's first fight against mercenary Tao had some rather unexpected results. While Tao had proven himself to be a powerful opponent, we still weren't expecting him to come close to killing Goku, their battle quickly shifting from an even fight to a full-on beatdown of Goku at Tao's hand. In fact, the only reason Goku didn't die by the Hitman's hands was because he had a Dragon Ball in his shirt that blocked Tao's Dodonpa. Again, this horrific defeat was completely out of the blue because Goku was immensely strong by this point. Of course, Goku eventually turned things around when he got stronger from Korin's training, but his first match against Tao was still one of the most shocking beatdowns in all of Dragon Ball. Then again, we guess a dude who travels by throwing pillars around and riding them is the most likely candidate to give Goku a run for his money, but that still didn't make this fight any less insane. Can we please get Dragon Ball Super Broly on DVD already? We want to watch the crazy action over and over again. Especially the fight between Broly and Gogeta, the fusion dance combination of Goku and Vegeta that kicked some serious butt in the final part of the movie. In fact, this fight is another example of an unexpected beatdown in the Dragon Ball franchise. Why do we say this? Because the whole idea behind Broly's character is that he's powerful. So powerful that his power literally breaks the definition of powerful, both specifically in the context of Dragon Ball and in the larger meaning of the word. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but the point is that Broly was meant to be this manifestation of massive strength and might. And because of this, there was no guarantee that even fusion could get Goku and Vegeta out of a fight with Broly alive. However, once Gogeta showed up to the fight and went Super Saiyan Blue, the tide of the battle changed. What was previously a struggle became a full-on Broly beatdown that showed just how strong Gogeta's fusion power was, making for an unexpected outcome that was also one of the best battles in the franchise. Goku and Vegeta's later duel in the Buu Saga had a rather shocking outcome. Of course, we're talking about the fact that Vegeta had finally managed to best his longtime rival in this exciting rematch. In fact, it was specifically because the two had been rivals for so long that the battle's outcome was so shocking, since Vegeta had struggled for years to catch up to Goku's massive leaps in strength. Meaning, we were led to believe that Goku would always be stronger than Vegeta, but in this moment, the opposite was true, as the Saiyan Prince managed to overpower Goku for a brief time, allowing him to reclaim some of the pride that he had lost. Of course, Goku was holding back his Super Saiyan 3 form, but that's beside the point. Fused Zamasu was a powerful opponent, one that nobody expected future Trunks to defeat, both because he hadn't even reached Super Saiyan 3 and because the series had moved into god-fighting territory, while he still stayed at practically the same level he was in the Cell Saga. Because of this, it was incredibly shocking and unexpected that future Trunks was the one who dealt the final blow to Fused Zamasu. Sure, he had the power of rage and the strength of all those he was protecting on his side, but the fact that arguably one of the weakest Saiyans in the series was able to defeat two gods fused together is why we chose this battle as one of the most surprising beatdowns in the franchise. Nobody, except for Goku, believed in Gohan's ability to defeat Cell, not even Gohan himself. In fact, prior to actually learning of Gohan's massive potential, Goku dropping out of his fight with Cell and throwing his son at him just looked like a combination of bad parenting and overall stupidity. However, after Android 16's death, things turned around, and what seemed like a poor choice turned into a massive, unexpected beatdown, as Gohan unleashed the power of his first Super Saiyan 2 transformation. After this transformation, Gohan quickly changed the tide of the fight, making it clear that he likely had the power to defeat Cell. In fact, he managed to hit Cell so hard he vomited up Android 18 and reverted to his previous form. Gross, yes, but do you know how hard you have to hit someone to make them throw up an android? Well, we don't know the answer to that, but the point is that Gohan really turned things around and gave Cell one intense beating. Master Roshi's elderly and somewhat scrawny appearance is enough to make anyone assume that the Turtle Hermit is nothing more than a weak old man, and a very perverted one at that. This could also be said of Roshi's Jackie Chun personality, since he had just as much of an unassuming appearance and aura about him. Because of this, every battle in which Jackie Chun competed in made for some surprising outcomes. Take a look at his battle with Krillin. The young warrior had come a long way in his training, so seeing him defeated so easily by Jackie Chun was a bit of a surprise. Heck, even though he forfeited against Tien, there was still no denying how surprising it was that Roshi still had what it took to take on such a strong opponent. While Jackie Chun's battle with Goku was much more evenly matched, it still came as a major surprise that he won in the end. His ability to overcome Goku's Great Ape form and deliver some serious blows to his young student, making for one of the most exciting and shocking fights in the series. Gohan's ultimate form and the power that comes with it is rather interesting. Instead of being a power multiplier like Super Saiyan forms, it's one that allows Gohan to access all the strength that he would have at his strongest point, but without the stamina and ki drain of Super Saiyan forms. It's a little confusing, but the result is that Gohan doesn't look all that different from his usual self, but has access to all of his potential power, and because of this, he doesn't appear to be all that much stronger while in his ultimate form. Due to the lack of flash or pizzazz in the form, it was made clear just how much stronger Gohan was than Super Buu when he showed up to fight him after gaining his new strength. But there's more to power than golden hair in Dragon Ball, and Gohan ended up being freaking unstoppable against Buu, absolutely dominating the villain without breaking a sweat. A battle that was so infuriating for Buu that he resorted to cheap tricks to win, absorbing Gohan and stealing his newfound power. Suffice it to say, Buu was on the receiving end of one of the most unexpected beatings in the franchise. Look, laugh and make fun of Yamcha for getting owned by a self-destructing Cyberman all you want, but while you're making memes and calling him weak, don't forget that the character actually managed to display a ton of power in the moments leading up to his death. Remember, the only reason that Yamcha died at the hands of the Cyberman was because Vegeta prompted it to do so, and he only did that because Yamcha had proven to be too strong for it. Meaning, Yamcha only died in a lame way because he was too strong to be defeated in a fair fight, and Vegeta still wanted the Cybermen to be useful. Because of this, we wanted to include his fight with the Cyberman, because we doubt that Nappa or Vegeta was expecting a human to be strong enough for their pawn soldiers. But he shocked both fans and his opponents when he managed to floor the Cyberman and made it seem like a useless chump, prompting the events that led to his demise. So the next time you feel the need to make fun of Yamcha, don't do it because he's weak. Do it for an actual reason, like the fact that he's a womanizing jerk and a big old doofus. When we were first introduced to Hit, he didn't seem all that impressive. A cool jacket, sure, but nothing about his appearance screamed that he was an ultra-powerful assassin who'd annihilate anyone he stepped into the ring with. This was partially why his match against Vegeta had such a shocking outcome. The other reason being that Vegeta seemed unstoppable in the matches prior. Because of how well he was doing, Vegeta didn't seem like he'd be easily defeated by the unassuming Hit. a shocking outcome that made for one of Dragon Ball's most surprising beatdowns. The reason that Hit had won so easily was due to his special time-skipping ability, which allowed him to end the match only moments after it began. The craziest part of the whole thing is that we couldn't even see Hit's movements, making the outcome all the more surprising, seeing as how we didn't know what was happening to Vegeta until it was too late. Take a look at King Piccolo before he obtained eternal youth. The guy doesn't really look all that powerful. Scary and intimidating, sure, but we don't anybody thought that this elderly slug man was some great and powerful warrior who couldn't be stopped. Even if we're exaggerating, the point is that King Piccolo didn't seem all that tough, and since Goku had shown just how strong he had become in the previous tournament, there was no reason to expect he'd get beaten so badly by the Great Demon King. This is why Goku's fight with King Piccolo was so shocking, since the old villain managed to deliver an incredibly devastating smackdown, leaving Goku with crippled limbs as he clung to life by a thread. While Goku was able to come back stronger than before by ingesting the Ultra Divine Water, his first match against King Piccolo was shocking in how easily he got his butt handed to him. Seriously, this was probably the worst that Goku had been beaten at this point in the series, becoming so weakened by the fight that he had to have Yajirobe carry him up Korin Tower so he could get some of those magical Cure-All Senzu beans. Next, we have another Vegeta battle that had a surprising outcome, by which we mean Vegeta got the snot beaten out of him while thinking he was all that and a bag of potato chips. The battle in question came in the Android saga when Vegeta faced Android 18 and got his butt completely whooped. Oh man. Fans know this famous fight for containing one of 18's most badass moments of all time, when she completely crushed Vegeta's shoulder with a powerful kick. This kick, as well as the overall beating that 18 gave Vegeta, was shocking to both fans and Vegeta, since up until this point, he thought of himself to be the strongest Saiyan alive, now that he had managed to unlock his Super Saiyan form. Seriously, Vegeta's appearances after he achieved Super Saiyan are some of the character's most arrogant, beautiful moments, since he believed he had surpassed Goku and reclaimed his place as the strongest person in the universe. Unfortunately, the Prince of Saiyans would eventually learn that he wasn't quite as strong as he thought in the most painful way possible, as evidenced by his shoulder bone being turned to dust by the immensely powerful and badass Android 18. Gohan's fight against Super Buu was pretty impressive, and Vegito's fight with the villain was just as exciting. In fact, the beating that Vegito dealt was far more unexpected for a number of reasons. First of all, Buu had become a lot stronger after absorbing so many other warriors. Second, we hadn't yet seen the power of a Potara fusion. And third, Vegito got turned into a frickin' candy in the middle of the fight. Clearly, there was nothing guaranteeing that Vegito would be so strong against Super Buu, which is why it was surprising to see the fusion beat the ever-loving crud out of the villain. Seriously, Vegeta opened up at least 5 different cans of whoop-ass on Buu in this fight. In fact, if it weren't for Super Buu's cheap absorption sneak attack, Vegeta would have probably defeated the impossibly powerful villain. The candy part of the battle was especially impressive, since Vegito somehow managed to do just as much, if not more, damage in his candified state as he did in his regular form. Any way you look at it, Vegito's domination of Super Buu was both unexpected and totally awesome, making for one of the coolest and most fun fights in the series. The final entry on our list is definitely the weirdest of them all. Of course, we're talking about Goku and Vegeta's fights against Arale, the star of Akira Toriyama's other famous creation, Dr. Slump. These fights were genre clashes that played off the idea of Arale being way stronger than Goku and Vegeta, all for the sake of comedy. Her strength coming from having taken a dose of, Playtime X. Yeah, this episode is weird. Anyway, the point is that no one saw the outcomes of these battles coming, since there was absolutely no reason to believe a gag manga character would have the strength to defeat Goku and Vegeta, which is why it was shocking and hilarious. While this episode might have been filler, it still made for a pretty fun fight that resulted in Goku and Vegeta hilariously getting their butts whooped by an adorable little android girl, forcing them to fight like gag manga characters in order to actually stand a chance against Arale. But even then, she was too powerful, forcing Beerus to step in until the Playtime X wore off. Again, this episode is really weird, and we wouldn't put it against you for not considering it to be canon. So, there you have it, some of the most unexpected beatings in all of Dragon Ball. Did we leave any of your favorites out? Did you actually expect these battle outcomes? Let us know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball videos. We'll see you next time.